Hello, this is Dave, the extended fasting fat guy, and the date today is January 16th, 2022. This is my 13th video, I believe, lucky 13, and I am here to provide another update on my ongoing extended fasting routine. If you've not seen one of my videos before, I'm not going to go through the entire spiel again. Suffice it to say that I am currently undergoing a routine of rotating extended fasts with the goal of improving my health and accomplishing weight loss. And as of January 1st, I had accomplished a fair bit. I've lost 53 pounds so far and counting, and so we're continuing. So the reason I am doing this is just to provide a quick update and also to discuss something which has kind of been on my mind recently that I wanted to, I've always meant to do a video about, and I just hadn't gotten around to it until now. Pardon me as I open a delicious bubbly. I don't know, do they have this in the States? I don't know if they have this in the States. It's carbonated spring water with natural flavoring, so this is orange. Anyways, if you don't have it, you don't know what you're missing. Last time I checked in with you folks, it was just prior to my January 14th refeed. I was doing an 88-hour fast, and I was going to do a refeed and try some changes to my refeed routine and then pick up with another fast. So I successfully finished my last fast. I did not do an 88-hour fast. I ended up doing an 85-hour fast. I'm not upset about that because honestly, my goal when I extended my fast from after 60 was to go to 72. And I didn't because I stopped eating at night, and I did not want to obviously start refeeding at midnight. So I usually stop eating around midnight. So my goal was always to do 72, and then the next day when I got up and was ready to eat, I would eat. So on the 14th, I was ready to roll a little bit earlier than I normally am. So I got up, did my work, walked my dog, and was ready to eat by 85 hours. So that's what I did. So I ended up only doing an 85. But like I said, I don't consider that cheating because really the whole basis of my fasts are more days than they are hours. So in other words, a 72 is a 3-day fast, and so on and so on. So I finished my fast and I did my refeed, and I tried to do what I had said I was going to do, which was minimize the time of my refeed. And I was successful at first. I did my my traditional celery stalks and Caesar salad, and then I took a break for a little bit, let that settle, and then I had some vegetable crisps. Wanted to get that salt content in and was craving something salty, and that's about the healthiest salty snack that I could have. Then I waited a little while. I had a crab salad, which is a small crab salad, and then for the main event I was planning my traditional steak and eggs or ham and eggs, but my roommate was off work that day and wanted us to eat together, and I was amenable to that, so I waited, and she ended up doing a chicken pot pie, which I ate, and that was okay. But because I waited later to eat with my roommate at the same time, it was kind of weird because if I was gonna have a big meal, right, and then when they weren't gonna eat, and then she wanted to eat, and then I would just have finished eating and watched her eat, it was socially, it was weird. And it didn't really bother me all that much, so I waited for her. But by the time we ate, it was 12 hours. So I ended up doing a 12-hour refeed again. So I've given a lot of thought to that. Sorry, I'm really sore today, not because of my fasting, because I think I've mentioned before that I'm the property manager of the building where I live, basically the superintendent, and we had a plumbing emergency the last couple of days. We had I don't want to gross you out with the details, and believe me, it was gross, but we had a blocked toilet, and I ended up doing all this different stuff to try and fix the plumbing. I ended up plunging it, and then that didn't work, and using all these corrosive chemicals, and that didn't work. And so I ended up going out this morning at the crack of stupid and buying a snake, a drain snake. I don't know if you've ever seen one of those. So I ended up feeding it into the pipes and cranking away on that. And I think I pulled a muscle in my arm when I snaked the drain. So anyways, so pardon me if I'm sitting kind of awkward or doing, like, I'm not doing a dance from Seinfeld, Elaine's a dance from Seinfeld. I'm just a little sore. I need to find a better position to sit in. So anyways, yeah, we ate, and then I ended up being a 12-hour refeed. So I've given this a lot of thought, and here's the decision that I have made. I'm going to stick with the rotating 88s and a 12-hour refeed for the rest of the month of January. I'm not going to make any further adjustments to my routine for the month of January. I've only got a couple weeks left. So I'm going to continue 88, 12 hours. Or if I can eat in 8 hours, I will. I'm not going to stretch it out, but I'm not going to, panic if I do a 12-hour refeed. So I'm going to do 88, 12, 88, 12 for the rest of the month. For the most part, we'll get to that. And then at the end of the month, I'll do my weigh-in, and we will reassess where I'm at. We'll see how much I weigh. We'll see if I hit my 15-pound goal. If I do not hit my goal, then we've got a problem, and I'm going to have to make some adjustments. If I do, then I don't know what I'm going to do from there. But the other issue is that I did my 85-hour fast. I did my refeed, and then I started again my fast at 12:30 a.m. on the 15th. So as we speak, I'm like 40 something hours into my latest fast. However, I'm not going to be doing an 80 like a 3-day fast. I'm going to do a 4-day again, or 4.5 day, for two reasons. Number one, I did want to make sure and make up the hours that I did miss. With my last couple of 3-day fasts, I shaved off a couple hours here and there, so I want to make those hours up. But more importantly, my roommate's birthday is this Wednesday, the 19th of January, and so she had asked, would I be willing to do something socially, like, as far as, you can't go out for dinner because everything's locked down still, but would I be willing to order some food, or have a get together, a small get together, or whatever. Pardon me. And I said, yes, of course I would. That's not a problem. But that meant I couldn't be fasting that day. So I worked it out on the calendar. The only way I could be available to eat on her birthday would be either to break to cheat and not do my fasts, or to extend the fast that I'm on and stretch it an extra day. So I never break my fasts more than a couple hours early. So the only other option I had was to extend the 3-day fast, the 88, into a 4.5 day fast. So what that essentially means is I did do a 4.5 day fast at the start of the month, and I'm doing another one now. So this will be the third time that I've done a 4.5 day fast. Basically the way it works out is, you do your original 72, right? You add another 24 hours to make it a 96. And then you 12 hours on top of that, so you come in at about 108. So I stopped eating around 12:30 a.m. on the 15th of January, and I will once again be eating at 12:30 p.m. on the 19th of January. So it'll be a full 4.5 day fast, and I'm fine with that. I mean, the 4.5 day fasts are not easy. They are not easy at all. The 5.5 day fast I did was brutal. As I'm sure I've mentioned, I've moaned about that several times, but that kicked the crap out of me, that one. So I don't want to do that again. But I can do the 4.5 days. I've done it twice, and it's doable. Not my most favorite thing in the whole wide world to do, but it's doable. And the bottom line is my kind of mantra at this point is, if in doubt, fast longer. So I don't mind, that my refeeds are 12 hours. I don't mind that I'm not keeping strict keto for the month of January, but I do mind I'm not going to consistently be cutting my fast short. I don't want to get into that habit, that routine. So as it stands right now, no matter what, I'm doing my fasts. I'm not going to, if I say I'm doing a 3-day fast, I'm doing a 3-day fast. And if I'm going to, need to adjust my schedule, I will only adjust my schedule if it means I'm fasting more, never less, right? That's what I did in December when I wanted to eat on Christmas Eve and Christmas Day and New Year's Eve and New Year's Day. The way I managed to pull that off was by fasting more, not fasting less. So I'm never going to modify my schedule to mean that I'm fasting less hours. It will always mean more. That's just the way it is. And if I can't, then I just won't accommodate my schedule. But I'm glad I can. My roommate is somebody that is very important to me. We have known each other since we were young kids, 13 years old, and we dated in high school, and then about 10 years ago we reconnected, and we ended up becoming roommates, and we've known each other, like I said, off and on for an insane amount of time, so like well over 30 years. So we're roommates, but she's also my friend, and I don't want, like I said, we can't have a big party and we can't go out to eat or whatever. So it's her birthday. I don't mind to fast an extra day so we can celebrate her birthday. I asked her of all the things we can order, for her birthday or whatever we can do. What does she want? She said she wants McDonald's. So whatever. Like I said, I'm not afraid of eating McDonald's because I'm doing a 4.5 day fast. So I'm not panicking about eating McDonald's, because I'll just be rolling right into another fast as soon as we eat. So after we eat. So, but anyways, how long am I into this already? I'm already almost 12 minutes in and I haven't even got to my point yet. So the bottom line of this portion of this video is that yes, I'm sticking with the longer refeeds for the rest of the month of what's this? Sorry, I'm just gonna text. Turning my head sideways. Hey, what's that? So I'm going to stick with the 12-hour refeeds, and I'm not going to modify my diet for the rest of the month of January. I'm going to finish out the month of January doing what I'm doing now. But I'm going to see how much I lose, and if I lose less than 15 pounds, or if I'm not happy with where I'm at the end of January, like if I don't hit 335 and I don't lose 15 pounds, for a total weight loss of somewhere in the vicinity of like 68 to 70 pounds, overall, then I'm going to increase. I'm going to decrease the length of my refeeds for sure, and I'm going to take some radical steps with my diet. I'm also kind of doing this 4.5 day fast as an experiment to see how I hold up to it, because like I said, this is my third. I'm playing with the idea. I'm not 100% sure I'm going to do it. I'm not committing to it, but I'm thinking about, for the month of February, rotating from doing an 88-hour fast refeed. Or actually, you got to stop saying 88, because they're not really 88. Like I said, they're 3.5 days. How many hours that works out to, it's 3.5 days. So, or 3 days. So, doing 3-day fast, refeed, and then 4.5 day fast, refeed, 3-day fast, refeed, 4.5 day. So I'm thinking of making every other fast in the month of February a real ass kicker, a 4.5 day one, like over 100 hours. For a month, to see how that goes. I'm not going to commit to doing 4.5 day, like over 100 hour fasts for and nothing more, like nothing less than that. That's crazy, but I might try that. I don't know. We'll see how I feel at the end of this 4.5 day fast that I'm doing right now. I'm not committing to that, but it's an idea that I have anyways, and a lot of that is contingent on how much I weigh as of January 31st, which brings me to the main reason I'm recording this video. So real quick, I've said many times, one of my main inspirations for what I'm doing is Cole Robinson and the Snake Diet. I do not, I don't call myself Snake Diet Dave. I don't have the Snake Diet logo in my, on my YouTube page, and I don't go on the Snake Diet group on Reddit and kind of trumpet myself as a devotee of the Snake Diet. I mean, I basically am on the Snake Diet, but I'm not married to that for a couple of reasons. Number one, as I've discussed before, as much as I respect Cole Robinson and what he's done, there's a lot of baggage with that, and I don't necessarily, let's be honest, I've lost well over 50 pounds, and it's possible, I'd say very possible, that I may end up losing 100 within the next couple of months, 100 pounds. If I keep going around tooting my own horn about that, I might get some attention, and I don't necessarily want to do that as a disciple of the Snake Diet, because I have deviated from the Snake Diet in a lot of ways, and I don't think it's fair to represent myself as strictly a snake diet guy when there's a lot more to it. However, I do eat big and fast long, which was the original premise of the snake diet. And I do use snake juice to kind of get me through my fasting days. So there's a lot of the snake diet in there. As I've said before too, I mean, Cole is a big fan of screaming and yelling at people and cussing them out, calling them fatties and all this, that, and the next thing, and using all sorts of vulgar language. And also he has a lot of other really unorthodox opinions. You know, he stated before that he believes that fasting can cure cancer, which is, as a cancer survivor, I have no doubt that fasting is an excellent treatment method for cancer. And Lord knows if I ever was in the unfortunate position where I had to go back through radiation again or chemo or anything like that, I would definitely fast, dry fast, to try and combat the effects of the chemo. There's scientific evidence backing up autophagy fasting as a way of helping chemo patients. So I don't have a problem with that. But he's actually, you know, he went on that TV show, The Doctors, and he claimed that you know, he had you know, somebody that he was coaching that got rid of a brain tumor by fasting and stuff. And I'm not saying it's not true, but I'm saying, you know, that's a little bit out there for me. The other issue is that, you know, he's a big believer in urine therapy. He advocates drinking your own urine every day, which I will tell you right now, and I cannot be more clear about this. If you said you have two choices, Dave, start drinking your own pee every day, or go back to being a 400-pound guy, we'd probably be taking a trip to the all-you-can-eat buffet, because I'm not drinking my pee. Sorry, not happening. If you are into that, that's perfectly fine for you, but that's just a bridge too far for me, so forget it. So there are, like I said, for a couple of reasons, I'm not a huge snake diet. Like I don't consider myself a sole snake diet devotee, but also I can't deny the fact that there is that a lot of my routine is based on the snake diet. So to understand the snake diet, if you've never heard of it, or if you're not aware of Cole Robinson, which I'm sure you probably are, he basically is a fitness trainer. He's from the same he's from the same country I am. He's Canadian. He lives out west in the Edmonton area. I live in central Ontario. But he's a guy that he had obese clients, and he advocated fasting, and he kind of stumbled on a lot of success. So he began to really get out there online and really promote his plan, his snake diet. He's been doing it about 5 years now. And if you go to check his YouTube channel out, which is harder to find because he's being shadow banned because of some of his more controversial opinions. But if he's out there, you look at his videos and his channel, he's changed his tune a lot over the last 5 years, right? When he started, he used to have a saying, eat big, fast, long, which is still what I use, and what Jerome Ortega of Finally Fasting was also using to do his weight loss. But he also used to say, fast yourself to the bone. You can always gain weight back later, and he advocated long fasts and stuff like that. And over the years, the last 5 years, he's really changed his tune a lot. At one point, he really did not advocate counting calories. At one point, he would say, you know, that's pointless, that's trash, don't worry about that, whatever. And now, over the last year or two, he's really actually kind of done a bit of a 180 on that, and he really strongly advocates calorie counting. The other thing is he also even like his main prescribed weight loss plan for the snake diet as of 2022 seems to be an OMAD routine. And like if you look at some of his older videos, they were like, OMAD is garbage and OMAD is trash and OMAD doesn't work and here's why and blah blah blah. So he's evolving and I think a lot of that is based on the results he gets, because I think he had aspirations at one point to basically have a lot of people use the snake diet and become very successful. And I don't think he had any ambitions to be rich and famous, because he has not monetized the snake diet at all, really. Like the name and the logo, he hasn't trademarked them. So anybody can slap on a snake diet t-shirt and whatever, that he doesn't own it. And that was a deliberate decision on his part, I'm pretty sure. And the other thing is that he actually for the longest time was coaching people for free. Like you could call him on the phone and he would coach you and he wouldn't even charge you a nickel. Now he stopped that because I think he had so many people overwhelming him. So now he charges like a couple $100 for a phone coaching session and stuff like that. And he has this really interesting thing he does now where if you send him $5,000, he'll deposit it. And then if you do everything he tells you for 30 days and you're successful, he'll send you the money back. So he doesn't actually make any money off it, but it's a motivator, which is interesting. So I don't mean for a moment to sound like I think he's financially motivated, because I don't. He preaches a very frugal lifestyle, and he's not. I don't think he's motivated by money, and maybe fame to a degree. I don't know, but the bottom line is, like, the Cole Robinson and the snake diet that I discovered in the earlier videos is a pretty drastic departure from what you're going to see now, and that's why I wanted to talk about this. His most recent video, which he posted about a week ago. He's really on this new kick called, well, it's not called, it's actually, he really advocates keeping a weight log. You'll see his most recent few videos are keep a weight log, weigh yourself every day, weigh yourself every day, weigh yourself every day. And he went so far in his most recent video to say, forget everything else I've ever said, you need to keep a weight log, and if you don't, you're a big fat blah blah blah, and you're this and you're that, and yada yada yada, you're, garbage and you're a pig and all that kind of stuff. And that's fine, whatever. Like I said, never spoken to him. I probably never will. I mean, if I'm successful in losing the weight I'm trying to lose, I will probably send him a message telling him that I was adhering to his earlier version of the snake diet, and that I had some success. But certainly not in an attempt to kind of build a relationship with him. I would probably send similar messages to Jerome Ortega and even the guys over at A Healthy Alternative, because, these are also programs that I've emulated. But my point is, his new thing is he's flogging it like crazy, is keep a daily weight log, and he's gone so far as to say if you can't do that, you're not going to be successful, blah, 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 blah. And I really want to say, I can't say this in strong enough terms, as I think that's BS, okay? That's great, that's what he wants to do, and I have no issue with that, and obviously he's in great shape, and he's helped people lose thousands of pounds and whatever, whereas I'm just a fat guy who's lost, 50 or 60 pounds in a few months. I'm hardly in the position to argue with him, except for the fact that sometimes I think he gets on this one-track thing where this is the way you got to do it, and if you don't do it, you're an effing idiot and all this kind of stuff. And here's what I want to say. I will not be a slave to my scale, okay? And I cannot make that point strongly or loudly enough. When I did this routine before, I did ADF for 3.5-4 months, and I lost 60 pounds, and I was doing really well, and I quit because I hit a plateau and I couldn't get over it after like 2 or 3 weeks. I hit 327 and I couldn't get below 327 for love or money. I actually threw in a couple extended fasts of 60 hours trying to break the routine there or break the deadlock, and I couldn't. And I got so discouraged I quit and I gave up. And when I did this the first time, I was obsessively weighing myself like every day. And if my weight went up by a couple pounds or whatever, I'd be devastated. And if it went down, I'd be thrilled and stuff like that. And he is preaching something called auto-regulation. And his theory is that if you weigh yourself every day and record it on it, you can't type it, you got to write it down on a piece of paper and keep a piece of paper and with a pen and write your weight every day. And if you do that, that'll train your brain to lose weight, and you won't be able to gain the weight back because you've auto-regulated. And if you Google auto-regulation, or if you look it up on Wikipedia or whatever, it's a legitimate theory. And there are some people that think basically if you train your mind to do something, then, like, for the premise being that if I weigh myself every day, then I won't allow myself to gain weight because I don't want to see that negative number on the scale. There might be some truth to that. I don't know, especially for people that aren't morbidly obese. If you are just, 20, 30 pounds overweight, maybe that would work for you. I don't know. But I don't think that's factoring in. And he basically went so far as to say, anybody that refuses to weigh themselves every day is a, like a coward. He didn't use that word. And, they're never going to be successful and blah, blah, blah. And I think he's totally missing the mark. Totally could not be farther off the point. Because I've done that. I did that. I weighed myself obsessively. And I don't weigh myself monthly by accident. That was a plan because I knew that I'm going to have plenty of peaks and valleys, right? Like from November 1st to November 31st when I lost 30 pounds, or November 30th. There's no November 3rd, from the 1st to the 30th, I lost the 31 pounds. I'm sure there were plenty of days that I didn't lose weight, or I may have even gained a couple. And I was in such a fragile state of mind when I did that. For me to weigh myself, get up one morning, especially if you're doing an extended fast, if you haven't eaten for like 3 days and you weigh yourself and then you find out that, because that's what happened to me, right? I was doing a 60-hour fast, and not only did I not lose weight, I gained a pound or two, and that's what broke my back the last time I did ADF and I gave up. Now, I'm not saying that's a legitimate reason to quit, but I did. So I understand what he's saying, but I really, like I said, I cannot stress it enough. It's fine if you're in this for nothing more than weight loss and all you want to do is obsessively weigh yourself. Jerome Ortega on his channel has also talked about, he's actually shown pictures of, he had a whiteboard next to his desk at work and he would obsessively record his weight every day. That's fine. If that's what you want to do, that's fine. But the bottom line is that this is not just about the weight, right? It's about the relationship, the mental relationship with food. I talked about that in my last video, okay? I'm not going to obsess to the point where, like, I don't want that to wreck me if I have a day where I gain weight. And the other thing is, I still haven't wrapped my head around water weight. You know what I mean? Like, there are, and it's, I'm sure there's something to it, and I've tried researching it online and stuff like that, but I may be getting a visit from my cat. Hi, Lucy. You coming up? No? It's two. She probably can't jump this high. She's pretty fat. I don't think, like, he's basically saying the only way you can lose weight is if you're willing to weigh yourself every day, and if you don't weigh yourself every day, you're a coward. And it's funny because I'm losing weight pretty well, I think, and I've gone the exact opposite route. I'm not weighing myself every day because it's not just about the weight loss for me. It's about the physical benefits, right? The mental benefits, right? I mean, depression and anxiety, gone. Inflammation in, coming out in a skin rash and that kind of stuff, gone. Blemishes, gone. Sciatic problems, gone. Reliance on anti-inflammatory painkillers for arthritis, drastically reduced, right? None of those things have anything to do with quote-unquote weight loss. That's because of the fasting, their medical or physical benefits of fasting. Doesn't have anything to do with weighing myself every day, right? So to sit here and say you have to weigh yourself every day because you can only gauge your success by weighing yourself every day, that's BS, all right? And I'm not buying it. I'm not buying it. The other thing is, so yeah, if you're just in this for weight loss, maybe, I guess, but it's discounting the fact that for a lot of morbidly obese people like myself, when you're in this pattern where you're trying so hard to lose weight, you're gonna have ups and downs. Example, as I've said a million times, pardon me if you're getting sick of hearing it, lost 31 pounds in 30 days in November, lost 22 pounds in December, right? So I lost much less or significantly less weight in December than I did in November. If I'd have been weighing myself every damn day and I had noticed a trend of not losing as much or not losing on certain days, that could have been psychologically crippling to me and riddled me with doubts and anxieties and stuff about, am I doing the right thing? And like I said, when you're starving your ass off, which you do, right? Like, yes, I'm like 40-something hours into a 100-hour fast right now. I'm hungry. I'm a little irritable. Blood sugar's a little bit low, but I'll be fine. You know what I mean? I've got a headache, mild headache. I'm going to drink some snake juice later on. But if I was to step on the scale and find that I hadn't lost any weight or I'd gained because of water retention or whatever, that's going to feed right into your psychological problems with food, your dependencies and stuff, and make you want to quit. I don't need that crap, but I can guarantee you if you stretch, there's a line in that movie Fight Club, which I don't remember the exact quote, but the bottom line is if you stretch something out long enough, you're going to get where you got to go to zero. And that's what I'm trying to do here, right? I knew that I wasn't going to lose 30 pounds in 30 days for the month of December, but I knew if I was patient and I stretched it out that I'd be happy, right? So put it this way, if I'd weighed myself every day in December, I probably would have had a whole bunch of days where I would have had little panic attacks like, oh my God, I didn't lose anything, or oh my God, I gained 2 pounds, or oh my God, whatever. Whereas I was patient and I waited, and then at the end of the month, I lost 22, and I was happy because my goal was 20, right? I'm going to be upset if I weigh myself at the end of January and I've only lost less than 15, right? I'm aiming for 50, and that's my goal, and I think I should be able to hit it considering that I weigh 350 pounds. And I'm fasting for like 3-4 days at a stretch, and only going to eat 8 non-consecutive days over the month of January. I should be able to hit my goal, but if I don't, I'm not going to quit. But I need to, I need to have a long goal. It would be easier for me to, if I weighed myself all the time, to do these videos, right? Because I could say, oh, I guess since the last video, I lost another 3 pounds, whatever. It would make it a little bit more interesting, because I know it's boring for me to do these videos. And then when I do it, it's like, oh, it's the same old thing. I tell the same old story, and you don't find out how much more weight I've lost. Hell, I got people, like I went to visit a buddy today and his wife. I saw them. I haven't seen them in person in a long time because of the pandemic and stuff. But they'd seen how big I was, and they said, no, maybe they were just trying to be nice, I don't know. But they said, oh, you look like you've lost weight, and your face doesn't look as round and stuff. And they, how much have you lost? And I said, well, I've lost 53 in total since November. And they go, well, it looks like more. And I said, well, it probably is, because it's been like 2.5 weeks since the last time I weighed myself. But I'm not going to know how much I weigh until the end of January. I'm not weighing myself, so it's probably, I'm guessing, maybe around 60 pounds by now. But who knows? I'm not gonna do that. And my buddy's wife said, that's so smart. She's like, I've struggled with my body positivity my whole life, and I was obsessively weighing myself all the time, and that's the smartest thing you can do. So I just want to throw that out there. Don't be a slave to the scale. I'm not saying don't weigh yourself. And the other thing is, this theory only works if you actually do the work when it comes to fasting, right? Like, it's one thing for me to say, oh, well, I'm not going to bother weighing myself and then skip my fasts or whatever. But I'm not doing that, right? I've been very militant since November 1st. I've never cheated on a fast. Like I said, I've broken a fast a couple hours early, but it was always intended to be like a 3-day fast that I was able to eat earlier. But I have never, like when I did the 60s in the month of November, I never did less than 60. When I bumped up to 72 in December, I never did less than 72. And in a lot of times I've done more, right? And then I added the 3.5 or the 4.5 day and the 5.5 day fast, like the 111 hours and the 133 hours and stuff. So I've messed around on my refeeds and eaten stuff I probably shouldn't. I've stretched my refeeds out longer than I should have, but I've never ever fallen off the wagon. I've never cheated on my fasts. I've never broken my fasts. So no matter how, I've been tempted. And when I did that 5.5 day, I was pretty tempted, but I've never done it, and I'm not going to. So I can do that knowing that at the end of January, I'm going to do my weigh-in, and then we'll find out what it is. Now listen, I may record a whole different video a month from now saying, you know what, that was stupid. I need the weigh-ins every day or every week or whatever to track my progress and stuff like that. But I just wanted to throw that out there because, like I said, I know a lot of people listen to Cole Robinson, and I respect Cole in a lot of areas. Other areas, not so much. But, I respect him. But I don't, this whole new thing, when he made the statement, forget everything else I ever said. If you don't weigh yourself every day, blah, 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 blah. Now, I'm pretty sure 6 months from now, it'll be, never mind what I said about weighing yourself every day from now on, blah, blah, blah. Like I said, he's changed his routine a lot over the years. Even like I said, he was not a big fan of OMAD at one point, and now he is. And then he wasn't. Then he was doing 1 meal a day, but it should be at bedtime, or no, it should be it should be at lunch, like in the morning instead. And then lately in his last video, it sounds like he's doing his 1 meal a day in the middle of the day. And I'm not criticizing the guy because he's always tinkering, trying to find out what works best, and I respect the hell out of that. That's great, but I don't think you should sit there and tell everybody that if you don't weigh yourself every day, you're never going to succeed and blah, 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 because I'm living proof that's not true. And I'm just saying, I'm not going to be a slave to my scale. It's part of my journey, and I need it to gauge how far I've gotten, but it's just a part of the process. It's not the whole process. So him turning this whole auto-regulation thing into a big, huge part of the snake diet. It's a little disappointing to me, but he's the expert, I'm the amateur, so that's the way I feel. I would actually love to talk more, but I've been doing this for 35 minutes, and that's over the time limit that I normally give myself. So I will probably be recording another video in a couple days. Last thing, I really want to thank everybody that has been kind enough to subscribe to the channel and leave comments. I'm now up. I'm in double digits. I have like 12 subscribers, which is just awesome, and everybody's leaving like really nice comments. It's really cool, and the views are kind of really increasing on my videos, which is nice. So I actually know now that people are actually watching these things, and that's really cool. I really appreciate it. I'm going to try and get back to everybody that's left me messages and stuff. If anybody ever wants to reach out to me, I'm going to leave my email address in the descriptions for my videos, so by all means feel free to email me. I'll be more than happy to chat with you, and we can talk, support each other and stuff. But I want to thank you all from the bottom of my heart for your kind comments and your support. It really means a lot to me that you're taking the time to watch, some fat guy sitting here rambling for half an hour at a time. I'm not exactly the most high-tech guy in the world. I don't have flashy graphics like Jerome did or whatever, music and all that kind of stuff. I've toyed around with it trying to learn how to do that, but it's not me at this point. But who knows where we'll be in a few months, right? So hope everybody's well, stay safe, and I will talk to you all very soon. Thanks a lot.